So, update. I'm sure Becca's told you we are in the shed. So yesterday was first night, coming up straight after work. Yesterday, what did I accomplish? Well, I got, this is going to be a phone light, so it's probably not going to work great. I got that cleaned up, ready for putting the plates on to repair holes there. And this side cleaned up as well. Excuse the reflection. That all cleaned up alright, to be fair, but yeah, I'll be putting those plates on. I had, let's turn this off. I had Matt here helping me yesterday as well, so he started flatting back, so he's gone round, done this counter to here, and then round here he's done all this round here, and then down here. So this actually is better than I was expecting. This, you see, some of it's quite good. There are bits that are going to need welding, like there. Not all of this, but just the really deep bits need welding, which you just spot welds, that bit, just to make the thickness back up on the steel. But that's just something that needs to be done. But it's definitely, when you look at that, and then you think that you look at that, you would say that is going to be absolutely horrendous, but it's not as bad as you think. So it's going to be a fair bit of spot welding going on along these bits, but hopefully not too bad. I also, I moved two old anodes from the back of the boat, because we have still got two half decent ones on there. One there, one there. I'd also bought these skeg bearings rudder cups. Basically this is your rudder and this sits in a cup like that. However, that had worn, so there's two different sizes. That one and that one, and as you can probably see, neither of them are going to fit. However, in all my junk I've got, I actually found this, which actually is a crank locking tool for a T4 transporter, Volkswagen transporter, but that is the right size for that. So that'll basically, I'll weld this onto the new piece of metal, and then that will sit in that. Winner winner. So all good. Tonight the plan is elongate the holes in with plates and potentially get them welded on if we can get them good enough, but we'll see. That's not a definite yet. We'll see what happens. Okay, so essentially that's one side done. Probably could trim back that half moon a bit. I do need to trim a bit off the top. Yeah, trim a little bit off the top just so I can raise it up. But essentially that's what we're looking at. Like I say, I'll get that cut down a little bit and moved closer to the tube for the propeller. So weld a bit better on that. But yeah, essentially that's it. Got a head torch. Forgot there was one in the van. So I can show you things a bit better. First things first, welder's here. I've got new bits on the welder, new welding torch, wire and bits. Anyway, I've modified these plates. I've got one there. So they're going to be going, I'll show you again. They're basically going to be going something like that. Something like that. And they'll get welded on, and then they'll get welded together at the join, and then welded all around the... Still not great, this light, is it? Yeah, so basically the plates will be on, they'll get welded all the way around, and then they'll joined. Each side will get joined here. I am going to make a couple of, well, in fact I might be able to fill that with weld. Basically weld these up, and then I'm going to start prepping the plates ready for welding. I might even tonight get them tacked on. We'll see how we go, but first things first, get these welded up. Probably run a bead of weld all the way down the existing welds just as a precaution. Wrap the propeller shaft in something just to protect that as well, and we'll go from there. Good. Okay, so I need to get a proper light. Right, so that's the top hole welded up, and that's the bottom hole welded up. I will at some point get a proper light for doing these videos. But yeah, so they're all welded up. They're just literally to seal those holes up. Let's do this. They're where am I? Oh, I can't do. That's why. They are literally just welded up to provide another barrier against water should any of the welds either have pinholes or whatever in. But we have got new automatic bilge pumps to go in as well. But yeah, next thing, have a look at these plates and see what we can do with them. Exciting. So we go in something like that. Now the sheet metal is a little bit warped, or it could be the hull. I think it might be more the hull, to be fair. So what I'll have to do is tack it all up here and then try and force it in at the bottom. But just for now, for trial and error. Trial and error? What about trial and error? For test fit.
Always use your safety squints. Yeah, you see that bit of movement there. I'll be able to take that up though. If the welder wants to play ball. That is the ugliest tack I have ever seen. But for now, that's on. So, yeah, so that's that piece tacked on. Come out at the top now, typical. I'll have to do something about that. Push it in somehow. Hammer, maybe, probably. Not too bad there, not too bad there. We'll just have to see what we can do now with the other side. Get that something like, and what's that? Yeah. And go from there with it. See what we can do. But that top bit, I really need to get pushed back in. We'll see what we can do. Okay, so interestingly, this, or the original, I'm not sure if it's two skins or that weld there is overplating and there's water trapped inside, but you can possibly hear sounds like boiling water. It's not the diesel tank because that's up there, so that's the diesel tank there. I have had a look inside the bilge, which I'll go and show you. There was a bit of steam, but there wasn't any smoke, so I'm not overly concerned. It won't be the first thing I've ever welded that's had water trapped somewhere. Yeah, I'll just show you. Just bear with me, just gotta put you down. Okay, so you can see the, oh, let me lie down. You can see the steam coming out, which I think there is a small hole underneath the tube here as well, but I'm not too fussed about that. But this must be, it's got to be water trapped somewhere in the skin, because again, like I said, that's my diesel tank round there. Don't know why that one's empty, whether that's not part of the diesel tank. But yeah, this down here, that's all basically in the water. So that would say to me that that is just moisture, a lot of moisture burning off, boiling off. So yeah, not too concerned, but I thought it might be something interesting to show you. Upside down shot. Well, that's me, that's the engine, the mighty 1.5 BMC. Yeah, I think that's it for now. I am about ready for me tea. But while I'm just letting that cool off, I'll just explain to you about this plate, what I've done so far. Okay, so what we've got with the plate is not welded at the top yet, so I've done some stitches down the side. The bottom, where I've said about the see, it's gone now. The bottom here, what I have done is I've actually done a double runner weld along this bottom, because similar to the top I'd got a gap. So I've done one run of weld to fill essentially this little gap in, so it'll fill that from here into the gap down onto the bottom of the base plate here, which you can see the original weld there. That's my first run here. All this on top is a second run, just purely to tie it all in and help with any waterproofing issues I may have. But what I'll do is, once I've done this side all the way up, I'll do the same, just go over it with a second run, again with the top, just purely waterproofing and well, not purely waterproof and security of the plate, but that will not be going anywhere. So for tonight, that's me lot. I apologise if the video is a bit crappy again, but I did have a proper light. We took it home to charge it and I totally forgot to bring it with me because I'm stupid. But yeah, we are back in at the weekend. It's Thursday today. We're back here Saturday and Sunday, so it'll be a good solid 2 days, which should see that done. Yeah, so that done. I've also got two, bear with me, so we've got oh, where's it gone? Deal with overplug weld pit plate protection. Attend to corroded through hull fittings. Yeah, so it is this fitting and this one I think I have to replace. So I need to measure them to order two of them up. This one needs resealing. And then we've got a hull fitting for the exhaust here, which I need to replace because that's dropping to bits. Isn't the best. And then I had a quick go, see how the weld would work on here. Just a couple of little pits, so I've got to go around here and weld the pits. This is a solid piece of steel, so I'm not overly concerned about that. But I have also got pits on the outside of the diesel tank. Now I have given it a quick zap and it does make some gurgling noises, but I think as long as I'm careful we'll be alright with that. That's not too much of an issue, and to be fair, they're not horrendous. The pits, there. So as long as I dot around and very careful, not too much heat but enough to just fill them in, and then all that will have to be ground back with a flat discs because they work quite well at flatting back. And basically what I'm doing here is what I said at the start that I've got to do down both sides. So yeah, for now that's it. I'm going to leave all my mess because it's only me here, and it's all there prepped ready for coming back Saturday. that's it for now.